rich people, they play the money game to win. Poor people, they play the money game to not lose. And this is a very different approach.
You know, when people play video games, they're playing for fun. And, until you pass that level, you have to go back. You have to redo it.
It's funny
again.
how people, they just do it again and again and again for a game.
But in real life, it's exactly that's the way it is.
I set my mind to another level. This is really something I realized. Because if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck at the same place all the time and repeating the same kind of decision. We're just trained, educated to have a good job, a profession, and to succeed in this profession. I never realized for years, building businesses, doing many things that I had the DNA of an entrepreneur. Mastering the inner game of wealth. This is what we're going to talk today at the Wilkie Show. Welcome to this show with Allen and Martine. This is the place where you can learn how to fulfill your destiny, to double your income, and to make more money. Allen, we love to talk about this subject.
You got to master every point in your life. And most of the time, we'll go to school, go do a lot of things, learn a lot of things, but we do not master how to create wealth, to make a good offer, how to sell ourselves, marketing stuff. That's where we got to put our energy in to master that.
A lot of people, they have a lot of potential, capacity, but they don't reach the people they're supposed. They don't have the success at the level of their potential because they didn't learn how to master the game of wealth, how to impact people's life, and how to make more money with the impact they create. Right?
When we offer something, we send an invitation. So I've worked with musicians in the past, been on tour with musicians. They were very talented, picked them up in a music store. I mean, they were amazing as playing their instrument. The problem is they did not master the rest of the game that makes them go up and up and up to the next level. They were mastering, their head was on one thing, to do, and not create. And then they lost control, and then they don't, because money's got to be mastered. Right?
Exactly. This is why we're going to talk about 4 points today, how to master this inner game of wealth. And the first point is your income can grow only to the extent you do. And this is the first point that we realize in our life, because money is spiritual. The relationship we have with money and how you're going to grow with your mindset, how you're going to grow in your relationship with money will impact the money you make.
Absolutely. Everything is relation. Everything is relation. That relationship is good, bad, 1 to 10. How is your relationship? Because if you're working, let's say you've got a job or you're starting a business, you're starting to a certain level. What's the relationship with your money? How? Because money will love to be invested, right?
Yeah.
So the level of the money you're making right now, that connection is you, right? Is you.
Exactly.
Now, if you want that money to increase, you got to become something else.
Exactly. The thermostat. We love to talk about the thermostat. Then if your soul, your identity, your way of thinking, it's like a thermostat. And if you don't change the level of your thermostat, you're going to repeat the same pattern. Because with the thermostat, when it's set to this level of temperature, you can open the windows, you can just bring some more air. The thermostat will work to bring back the temperature to the level that is set. And the mindset, your mind is set to be at this certain level. And if you don't change this level, you can have amazing opportunity. You can have, some momentum in your life. You can have doors of favor. But the thermostat, if it's not set to another level, you're going to come back always to the same level. And we have to work on that, because money will grow only to the extent you do. If you're ready to extend your mindset and to set the thermostat to another level, for that you have to work on yourself with the relationship with money.
Well, you know everything about that. I mean, this Montreal girl, this French girl, 21 years old, building nonprofits, working for a lot. But you thought, 2 things: always giving to your gifting to something that's not going to come to you anyways, that long-term nonprofit, right? And second of all, you were dealing with the English nation, and you were facing that wall, that barrier. Okay, if I do not face the English, it's the same gifting I have. How can I build my money, my finances to another level? You faced it. I mean, you became somebody else. You said, well, whatever. I come from Montreal, you come from whatever you come from. Your identity shifted to make a higher level of money. And it's funny because it became a blessing because your accent, the French accent, just, people love it. And you see, the way we think at things, maybe that's going to be against me is not. You see, you really, at 21 years old, you're managing so many things, marketing, you're multiplying money, but to a business that you do not own.
Exactly.
You were salary. And plus you face the English.
Yeah, you're talking about two things very, very important that some people watching the show right now can relate to that, because one of the things you just said, my decision was equal according to the value I was according to myself.
That's right.
With the thermostat, working with all my potential, my gift, my skills, but for a nonprofit organization that I'm going to work for this place that I built it myself. I founded and I built it myself, and to not have anything in return in long term, because this place that I built was not my asset.
You didn't own it.
Then according to the value, I can be a good employee, I can build a vision, I can do something, but not having the value for myself that I can build something and to have something in return in long term. Then this mindset
a mind
change.
Set it.
I set my mind to another level. This is really something I realized, because if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck at the same place all the time and repeating the same kind of decision and pattern, because you give yourself this kind of level of value and you're not paid at the value you're supposed, because yourself, you set the temperature at this level. This is one of the things. You can say something and I'm going to come after with the second thing you just said.
No, but keep on going, because it's really good. Because when you said the mind is set to where, to what amount of money, why are your mind is set? Well, I don't really speak English. Now how am I going to face it? Because this marketing, what I have in me, it's international. I cannot stay where I am. Nonprofits. So you decided to take that to another level and learn how to talk English and bring what you have inside of you to another market, right?
Yeah.
You stepped out. Your mind set. You said that to another level.
I started to learn different information. I started to see different model. I started to have different, because at this time, we talk about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, we didn't have YouTube like today or social media. Then if you were not surrounded by people with a different mindset, then you just repeat the same thing in your environment. Today, we have the opportunity to learn so much faster, to have different model with the social media. This is perfect right now to change quickly. But if you don't change the temperature and the mindset, the set of your mind, you're going to just repeat the same thing. And I was really good from generation to build the business of somebody else. Like I'm going to make somebody else make money by my gift, my potential. I was just repeating the same paradigm from generation. And secondly, to realize that nobody in my family really taught me, like you were saying, how to be a good entrepreneur, how to be in good relationship with money, how to make more money. We're just trained, educated to have a good job, a profession, and to succeed in this profession. I never realized for years, building businesses, doing many things that I had the DNA of an entrepreneur and use this DNA, this potential to build some stuff for myself. But this is two things in my set of mind, the temperature, the thermostat I need to realize and change in my life. And this is a lot of people they're watching right now. We have to provoke this thermostat to change and to decide that we can reach the level of a potential so much higher and faster than we think.
Absolutely. Limitations, right? Bad limitations, because when you brought up an environment to become a good employee, to be skilled more than everybody else, to have a bigger salary. And one day you say, okay, I'm international. This is who I am. I'm good in marketing. I'm good in sales. I'm good in structure. I'm good. All right, let's build my thing, right? That's what you did.
Yeah.
And when we got married, we decided, okay, let's build our own legacy, our own stuff for our family, for our kid. And you took that little French girl from Montreal to international. You're in France and Belgium, all over the world, United Kingdom, United States. People wanted what you had inside, that marketing skill, that structure to plan and to build rapid results. You brought it to all over the world. And that today is amazing. But that little girl coming from the country, you didn't come from the big city with all the environment. No, you decided to mind. You're going to be set higher.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Let's try it. Let's make mistakes because we didn't have the YouTube and all that stuff at that time.
Yeah, and exactly. Often your mindset is affected by all kind of fear. Experience that from our childhood or our environment or stuff that we face. And in elementary school, I started, we had to learn English, and I was mocked in the school because of my difficulty to speak and in English. And in my family, it was not, we were in a French family, but some people, they were just talking in English that we were not able to understand what they were saying, that they didn't want us to understand. Then these two kind of resistance affected me. And especially when you have some fear in your life, is a sign that you have to confront this fear because it's a blocker of where you're supposed to go. And I needed to realize, okay, I had this fear, but if I don't confront this fear, you never overcome fear by escaping fear. You need to take massive action to confront this fear, no matter what people they're going to say, no matter what people they're going to think. Just do it. And more you're going to do it, you're going to become better. You're going to have more confidence, and you're going to just learn and, be better and grow in that. This is why I decided, okay, for years, I refused to speak English because of this two trauma from my childhood, these two things that happened in this fear that was set in my mindset. And I needed to say no more, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to just, jump 1, 2, 3, go. And I'm going to learn in the process, in the journey, and embracing the journey. And this is why a lot of people, they don't make more money because they just paralyzed by fear, Money will grow only to the extent you do. You need to extend yourself. You need to stretch yourself. You need to grow. Then money will follow where you grow.
Absolutely, because money loves to be invested. Because we always say money is spiritual. So you draw in that money and it has a purpose. You're reinvesting and anything, but that money's going to roll. It's living. It's living. It's spiritual. It lives. It's relationship. It has to go to a next relationship higher. So who we are is how much we own.
Yeah.
That's it. So our identity's got to be worked on. You got to take those limitations off and build those skill sets.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to honor you for that, because on my side, you grew up in an English family in Canada, but at the same time, they put you at the elementary school in French. Then for a time, you learned French in school, speaking English in your home. But after that, you were surrounded all the time with French people. Then you mix your French and English, and you were comfortable with the two languages. And when we moved in the United States, you just went back to your English. But for me to learn and to give me space for mistake, and you never mock me, you never discourage me, you never put bad pressure on me. You just encourage me to just work on it. And this is so important, because what you have done defeated this kind of trauma and bad pressure I had in my childhood, and you changed that. And this is why it's so important to surround ourselves with people that are going to encourage us instead to discourage us and put bad pressure, and feed our fear instead to feed our faith.
Interesting. Mind, got to set that mind to another level.
Yeah.
And because when you do that, you bring your money higher.
This is so interesting, because we're going to find out that rich or poor people, they always talk about money, but different way. Their mindset is different. Poor people, we're going to talk about money, how everything increased, how it's difficult to pay their bills, how everything is expensive. And rich people, we talk about how we can make more. What is the next things to do to multiply, to invest our money, about our assets, and how to just grow with our money. We talk about money all the time also, but different way, different mindset. And it's why it's so important to surround ourselves with people. They have this level of temperature higher to challenge us to have a different perspective of money.
Yeah, your surroundings is very important. Who you surround yourself with is so important. It'll determine the level you're walking into your future. Because it's all about walking into a future, to a future goal, to be there before you get there.
Yeah.
But if you've got the wrong people, they don't believe it. It's all about faith, right? So if they don't believe in what you're building,
exactly,
they'll harm you. Not because they're not good people, they're just not to your level for your journey. This is a journey, right?
Yeah.
And you bring your money, your career, your gift set, your dominant gift to a different goal from one person to the other. So you really have to know who you are. That's the first thing when we coach people. They come in. We work on their identity and on their dominant gift, because the dominant gift all the other gifts will serve that dominant gift. And that identity is in that dominant gift.
Exactly.
But if you're surrounded, like you were saying, to the wrong people, the temperature's not good. It'll be just messed up.
It's going to go back to the same set.
They'll bring you back down. They're there to push you.
Exactly.
And
this is why it's bringing us to the second point right now, because the result, the money, the level of your is a symptom, not the source of the problem. It's just a symptom. This is the result. This is not the source of the problem. And a lot of people, they try to fix
the symptom
instead to go to the source that created this symptom.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. You got $2,000 a month and you're spending $3,000. Let's go to the symptom is that, but let's go to the real thing. What's happening behind why you're spending $3K when you're making only $2K? There's two ways you can go. You can downsize or you can create more wealth, right?
Yeah.
There's only two ways you can go. That depends of your mindset.
That's exactly. And this is why to make money, you have to know the system to make money.
Yes, you got it.
If you don't know the system, you will have always problem with money. Always this symptom.
The symptom.
And you don't like the symptoms. You just want to see the change. But people, they just want to see this symptom go away. But you need to go to the root.
Yeah.
And deal with the root to fix the root.
That's right.
Then after that, you're going to have a different result. But if you don't do that, you're going to be, stuck in the same pattern. It's clear, some research showed that a lot of people, they win lottery and they were poor. They won a lot of, money, millions of dollars. And after a couple months, came back to the same set level of temperature.
Yeah.
They lost everything or almost everything. And you take people, they know the system. Their mindset is different. They know the system. You remove all the money. And in a couple months, they're going to go back to the same level. Because when you reach a level, you can recreate this level. And this is why it's not about the money. It's about the system, how to make money and multiply the money. More you learn that, more you're going to see the increase, the change. But if you don't change, it will not change.
You copy or you do what somebody's doing and you became like that person, imitate that person.
Yeah.
That's how you succeed.
To model.
You model that person and you go in and you say, okay, now what is the mindset of most people? They'll be, instead of looking at, okay, I got a symptom in my life, I'm overweight. Now that's a symptom, right? But if you don't go to the root and start eating right and, doing exercise and doing what you have to do, you got to find a model, go to that model and imitate that person. Do what they do. You're set. Your mind will be set to a different level. And it's going to be tough because you're breaking a lot of barriers. You're walking into a new world that you've never been in. You've always been average. So the symptom will only go away if you take a system that somebody did over and over again and succeeded.
So many young people in this generation, in the social media, they can make quick, fast money. But because the relationship with money, their self, they can lose it fast too, you know. And it's why it's so important to invest for long term, not just short term. And you want to do something that it's you. You were talking about the dominate gift and who you are and your identity, because you don't want to do just something to make money. You want to fulfill your destiny. You want to fulfill and be happy with your life, the lifestyle. I was talking to a client just before this show, and we started to talk about her destiny and what she was, you know, called to impact and do. And we started to organize, structure this idea, strategies, and the map road and the system to make money and in this area. And she was like full of joy, because it's not just money, it's the fulfillment of yourself and making money at the same time. Now it's heaven on earth. This is amazing when you start to realize this is exactly, I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm going to love my life. I'm going to love what I'm doing. I'm not going to see time just flying. I'm just going to do what I'm called and make money with a strategy, with the right system to make money. Because some people, they do what they're called, but they don't know how to make money with what they call. And this is why we need to learn the system to synergize how to make money with your dominate gift, your potential, what you're called to do.
You see that with sports, you know, people in basketball, football, they make a lot of money. I mean, they put everything, their mind is set to win as an athlete. But the problem is this money, it's not made to just spend. It's made to invest and spend so much. So you see a lot of these sports people, they come out and a few years later, they're broke. I mean, they're broke because they do not understand there's a system with money. There's a relationship with money. At the parties and you know, the big cars and stuff is okay when it's only a part of that money. The rest has to be reinvested and rolling. And money is spiritual to that point. So that's why they go broke.
This is good because for a time, they were making money for the value they were providing.
Correct.
The entertainment, you know, for the people. But at the same time, they didn't give a mission to their money. Then making money for the value they were providing, but money had no mission, no direction to multiply. Money want to be multiplied. Money is circular, you know. Then if you just spend your money, then you're going to just have less and less with time. But if you learn how to be paid at the level of your value, and with what you pay, you can reinvest this money, give mission to this money. You're going to increase and multiply, and you're going to make more and more with time.
Absolutely. That's the relationship you got to have with money.
Yeah.
No matter the skill you have, no matter the gifting, no matter who you are, where you come from, it's the same law. It's like gravity. You can't change that. God created that way. That's the way it's going to be. If you don't believe gravity, it was created, well, jump.
It's working for everybody.
Right? Somebody who drives a plane knows he's got or a helicopter, he knows he's got to work with the laws, right? You just don't jump in a helicopter and just go. You got to learn the skill set. You got to learn with what you're working with.
And it's not just, you know, you can make money. Like we have one of our clients in our mastermind. He's a doctor, he's an expert in some area, and he makes money. He makes money, but at the end, because he makes money, but he has a lot of people in his family needs money, and he pay a lot of taxes in Quebec. We pay a lot of taxes, and he realized at the end, I don't have so much less, you know, with all the money. But he realized that through our courses, then it was not still paid the value that he provide. And we help him to change this mindset according to the value he provide on the marketplace, and say, you can restructure your offer by, you know, be paid at the level of your value, change and stop to exchange time with money in your profession, but you can grow your exposure, help more people, and be paid at the value you can provide on the marketplace. And for him, it was a huge change, a perspective, mindset, and we established a plan of action with him how to be paid at the level he's supposed to be paid, with the expertise. Because today, people don't pay for information or just general help. They pay for an expertise, something specific make that can change, transform, bring result in their life.
Absolutely. We are showing our people to make a good offer, right? And what's an offer? It's an invitation that you're exchanging your expertise for the result, a fast result. That's what people want. Especially today more than ever, people just want, okay, I don't want to be there for 2 years. I want to accelerate. So we've got an accelerator that we put in place, and we've got VIPs, and we put these people through the accelerator, and then we jump into another level. And there's like 3 levels. With the accelerator, it's 4 levels. So once they go through that, we're building these people up.
Correct.
Really. I mean, accelerator, result, you're gifting. This is what you're supposed to do. Stop doing this hour paid by hour stuff and go to fast results. And then once their mind is set higher, then we jump to, there's 3 levels. And once the people get out of there, I mean, they're solid. They understand that relationship with their gift, their destiny, their mission, and how money works. It's very special once you understand both of them. You connect both of them together. That relationship, it's a living thing, making money, and your top gift. Like these athletes, they got their top gift. They didn't learn how to have that super relationship with the increase, the multiplication, the investment. Money wants to be invested.
Yeah.
Relationship, when you connect both worlds together, then you've got something going.
Yeah, the problem with money is a symptom, not the source. This is very, very important.
Yeah.
And when I shared this story with this client, it's my story. This is why I'm so comfortable to help other people to understand that I woke up one day in my life and say, all my potential, all my dominant gift and my skills, I'm not paid at the level I'm supposed to be. But for a long time, I was just tolerating that this is normal. This is my profession. I'm supposed to be paid, exchange time for my, work. But rich people, they don't exchange time for their work. They exchange for result.
Right.
And this is why change from my life. And when I changed this, the source was fixed. Then the symptom was fixed. Same thing. I'm sure people, this is your case right now. Just let me know in your comments. Is it something that you face right now? You're exchanging time for money and you realize I have so much more potential. I want to know your situation. And if you have questions, we want to answer your question. Very important for Allen and I, because we're there for you. I wish that I can have somebody 30 years ago. Then we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have coach like today. We didn't have, but it took me years to not pay on my value because I was responsible to create that. And when I decided to change and shift my mindset and change the temperature and change my way of doing and realizing I'm not going to be paid anymore for my time, I'm going to be paid for the result, everything started to change because today people, they want to pay for the result. One of the reasons of the source of the problem is the mindset. And secondly, you don't understand the system. You have a lack of knowledge. You don't know how to use the system. And in this system, you have many laws. And this is the third point that I want to just discuss today in this mastering the inner game of wealth. The third point that is very important is rich people, they play the money game to win. Poor people, they play the money game to not lose. And this is a very different approach. Because if you are just defensive, you're not going to gain points and you're not going to take territory. But in the money game, you have to be offensive. You have to be really committed to win the game, not just play. They just survive. They don't know this is a game. But some people, they just play to not lose. They're not ready to take risk. Rich people, we take risk all the time.
Yep. Absolutely. That's so good. The taking risks thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I just take your story. I mean, I took a lot of risk in music and opening acts, and I plunged in it. I was on the phone calling agents. Others did not do that. I look at your story too. You were going to win. I remember when I met you, you were in the nonprofits. You had so many employees, so you're connected. You were going to the media. You were going on TV. You fought to get the money in. You did everything that they did not do because when you took that, it was that organization was losing. It was going to shut down, but you brought it because you faced the risk. You said no. You saw the end result, right? You didn't think I'm going to lose. That timing where the organization was threatened to close, you would fight.
Yeah.
There was no way in heaven that thing was going to close down. You did everything. Yeah. Everything. You brought all the marketing, the skills, the shows, events. I mean, you build events to bring in the salaries, the money.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
you play to win.
Yeah, exactly. Because I played a game with no regret.
Mm-hmm.
That means I decide in my life, if I have something in my heart, really, I'm going to do everything I have to do, push with all my strength, use every resources, everything I can do. And if it's not working, no regret. I did everything. And I learned these principles. You observe, you take decision, you risk, you test the ground. If it's working good, you can just re-improve, do better again and again. If it's not working, you learn, you restructure, you observe, do it again, do it better. And this is how we grow in life. But if we're not ready to risk, you're never going to grow and you're never going to learn. Some people, they say, if I fail, so what? You have to test. It's just a test. And when you test, if you don't have the first time, you can have it the second time or the third time. Do it again. You're going to do it better. You have to play the game to win. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't win without some mistakes, some space that you're going to learn. But this is how you can win.
It's funny because, you know, competitive. I'm writing this down, to be competitive, right? When I grew up, I was in an environment where, you know, you got to be nice. You got to give your shirt to everybody. And if something comes up, just leave your bench, leave it to somebody else. And because I saw being competitive as wrong, mm-hmm. like having a lot of money was wrong. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be a nice person. Mm-hmm. Being competitive is taking somebody else's place. But I realized that if I had a goal and I was in this to win, if you want that place, just go get it. I want that place. I'm not taking the place of anybody else. There's billions of people on this planet. This is what I sell. This is what I do. And there's a client for you and there's a client for me. Competitive is being competitive with me. I want to go up another level. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm competing to reach my goal. I'm there to win. So whatever I need to get there, I didn't understand that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to work on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to build myself to have my goal happen. I'm not taking nobody's bench. I'm taking mine, and you're not going to have it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because we have to conquer territory.
That's right.
We are called to conquer.
Yeah.
And this is, a lot of people, they say this is only for men. They're more conqueror, and I don't agree. I realize I'm very conqueror.
You're very competitive.
Oh my! I think it's the way you were trained, the way you were educated, the way you grew up. Because this is really the memory of generation of what you received from your education, the way we talk to you, or what you saw around you. But I don't make a difference between the gender for this part, and I believe that when you're called to fulfill your destiny, something is rising up inside of you that you want to conquer this area and to become the best and impact people's life. And you're going to learn and you're going to wake up to that because something is just going to, like a lion, rise up. Yes, this is so important. And at the same time, you look at the people in your area, what you're called to do, some winner. And often you were talking about some false belief, in her life. And for me, I thought like, oh, this person just succeed like naturally, but we have to realize that they succeed because they apply law of success. Mm-hmm. And maybe they grew up in an environment they received from their childhood, the education of this law of success. Some people don't, but it's a skill set. You can learn it. You can learn this law. And if you didn't grow up in an environment of success, you can look at this winner in your area and model what they're doing and learn from what they're doing that it's working. And if it's working for them, it's going to work for you. And you become a winner in your area. But if you don't do that and you wish and you hope and you wait that something will change, nothing will change.
You were saying master the inner self.
Yeah.
If you don't master you, how can you master a destiny? How can you master your finances? You got to master you because you are the result.
Yeah.
What you are is going to bring a result in your life. You're affecting you. But if you want to really kick out the system and go out there as you said, rich people that are in the game to win. If you become that winner. When people play video games, they're playing for fun. And, until you pass that level, you have to go back. You have to redo it again.
It's funny how people, they just do it again and again and again for a game.
But in real life, it's exactly that's the way it is.
And you're saying something very important, because with the game, you're like detached. Mm-hmm. It's not affecting your self-esteem or whatever because you play a game in the video game. But you know that you have to do it again and again to learn to become better and succeed, to go to the other level and to win the game. Yeah. In life, funny, when we fail, right away we are attacking our self-esteem. I'm not good. I'm stupid. I'm never going to make it. Why it's so different? You're just learning the same way that you learn in the video game. It's just because what people they're going to think about you, what it's going to be their opinion. So what? This is not their business. Because when you're going to succeed, it's going to be the first to come back. So I always believe in you, But you don't have to stop because of what people they're going to say or think about your test or you're trying. You have to do it for yourself.
It's funny because kids, if they can get through that level, they'll find somebody who knows to have the shortcut, the way to do it.
Watch video.
They'll
watch video.
Talk between each other and, okay, anybody knows how to get through this level? They model. They model themselves to win that video game. So imagine if you take that, you bring that into your life and you act the same way as you do as a video game. And you go out there and try to find the people who hacked it, who did it. What's the code? So you're in the game to win.
Correct.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Rich people are in the game to win. So if you got kids out there playing video, look at them. They'll call themselves, they'll text themselves. They're chatting between each other to find that hack to go through this. And when they find it, they'll go to the next level. And they're competitive about it.
Yeah.
So, and then we go into our lives. Then the same kid goes out to work in a normal job and then complains, hates his job. But in the video games, that's not how he's doing. He's playing to win. But he goes out in the world.
Yeah.
And so we got to change our environment, because if you want to be an environment that's going to play to win,
exactly,
you got to change your surrounding.
Yeah. It's tough to win, but it's tough to survive. Choose your tough. Choose your hard, which one? It's going to ask you to do a lot and to push and to commit yourself. But if you don't do that, you're going to just work hard to just survive. And it's our personal responsibility for every one of us. I have a call, I have a destiny, and it's my responsibility to make this destiny be successful and to win my game. You cannot win the game for me. I cannot win the game for you. We work in partnership. We help each other. We are a blessing for each other. But every morning, I'm not, doing the job for you. You're not doing the job for me. Both, we have to do what we're called to do. And so many people, they stay in the victim state and wait that victory will come, or they're going to be successful or make money just by coincidence, or somebody will open a door. And yes, somebody can open a door, but because you work for it. It's the consequences, the side effect of your decision to win. Then things going to start to come in your favor.
That is so true. The overnight success does not exist.
It seems to be an overnight, but it's years of work. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people, they just want to be rich. Often we ask people, do you want to be rich? Yes. Everybody raise up their hands. But when it's time to commit themselves, are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to do everything you have to do to be rich? The hands go down. Everybody want to be successful. I think so. And a lot of people without the background, the religious background that money is evil, or without, the journal stuff that money is not important, the majority of people, they didn't receive this kind of background. They want to make money. Everybody want to be rich, but only people successful financially, they're very committed to make money.
So all the coaches out there and consultant, if you want to serve a high ticket or high level clientele, you just gave the secret here, Martine. They're very committed. And when they want something, they're very into it. They play to win. So if you're going to face that fact that they are not playing. If they hire you as a consultant, as a coach, whatever it's in the wellness, whatever it's finances, whatever it's in marriages, you are facing the client that's his set. His mind is right up here. So you can't come in and coach that person if you're not at that level. So my advice to you is your set, your mind, who you are, your identity has got to be equal to these people. Else, you can't coach Tiger Woods if you don't know how to play golf, right?
Oh, yeah. If you don't have expertise, maybe you don't play like him so good, but you know all the techniques and you know the game and you have a perspective, a higher perspective of the
you're
game.
Fixing something very specific, right?
Yeah. You have to not tolerate this situation anymore to make a change. If you tolerate, it's just going to stay the same, right? Then if you're very committed and you decide I'm going to do everything I have to do, things will change. Now, a lot of people, they just look at when you're committed, you have to invest yourself. You have to invest time. You have to invest your heart in the game. You have to be ready to pay to accelerate the result in your life. And for that, you're going to see the ROI, the return on your investment, because you see that what you pay will bring you so much more in return. Mm-hmm. But people, they want to be rich. They don't see the commitment will bring so much more. They're not ready to do what they have to do.
So if you want to learn how to make a good offer and to be to the level you're supposed to be committed, like your client is, because he's committed. Your client is coming in, he wants results and you want it fast. So you got to be to the level to be able to be into that game or you're going to lose. You're specialized in something, be the best.
It's why we have a free webinar every month.
Yeah.
The 4 rules for assets, the MS, the GS, the SS, and the TS. This is what we share in our free webinar.
Yeah.
Is the basic, is the foundation, the system you need to double your income and to fulfill your destiny. And this is only for people they're committed for the change. Yeah. People, they're ready to win the game. People, they're ready to change their mindset, the temperature, and to fix the source of the problem. This is so important if you want to see change. If you don't, you just watch video there and there, pick and choose, and you don't have the system, you don't have the structure, you're never going to see the change in your life. You need the blueprint, you need the roadmap, you need the system to bring you from point A to B, and then you will see the result.